this is Andrew, and in this video I'm going to show you one way to quickly come up with a breakdown idea from scratch. There are many ways to do this, but in this case I started with no prior ideas. The purpose of this is to force yourself into inspiration through recording. First, to get a rough superior drummer sound and start programming a beat. By the time I have this set up, I have some kind of idea in my head for a feel. From experience, I know that repeating groups of 2 and 4 give the guitar an opportunity to pop an open string at the end of each burst, kind of like ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-da. You see, I do a considerable amount of technical stuff with setting up superior, and I also had a sample rate issue at one point, but this isn't necessary. I just like having a relatively good drum sound to record to. Here's where that first part came out to be. Next, I break out a new guitar I got, a PRS Baritone, which is like a 7-string without the highest E string. I do a few practice loops to get an idea, and then hit loop record. Then I record a second copy, pan them left and right, and copy this whole section again. That gives us this. Then I realized it's not really a breakdown, so I start programming a new beat. Do some practice loops, hit loop record a second version, and copy. And that gives us this. Sounds pretty good, but it's kind of empty sounding, so I decided to add some melody on top of it. I know I wanted to have a delay, so I load up H-Delay, which is a great Waves plugin I use for leads. Then I repeat what I did for the rhythms to write an idea. I also record an octave up version to give it more depth. Now we have this. Here I do some mixing to the drums and also the guitars. Eventually I realized my bass is right next to me, so I plug that in and record some bass parts. Here I'm adding in this virtual software instrument that creates risers and explosive elements. I use this a lot in electronic music, but it works nicely in metal too. That transition now sounds like this. To further spice up this transition, I try another technique I use in electronic music. Put all of the tracks onto a bus, an automated tremolo effect. Take some trial and error getting the speed, depth, and phase right, but it gives that transition a little extra oomph. Here's what that sounds like. For the finishing touches, I add some compression onto that lead part so the dynamics are more even and present. I copy that breakdown again, crossfade the parts I haven't done yet. Then I start playing with the master bus, adding some overall compression and parallel compression. Spend a little time with the drum mix, trying to make the bass drum more pronounced and the cymbals sounding better. Then I load this mastering plugin by Slate Digital to bring up the loudness of the track. It has some features for balancing low and high dynamics and ensuring that you bring up the loudness without squashing too much of the dynamics. Then we're done. Overall, I consider this a pretty solid demo recorder. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please rate it and consider subscribing to see more. Let me know in the comments what other videos you'd like to see. See you next time.